to the channel. So after the dyno run, we went through that log and had a look and found a few problems. Nothing major, just more fine tuning valves and shit, which was a bit of a weird one. So I haven't driven the car since I got back from Gympie. I've been waiting on injectors to come here, so I've finally got some 2200cc injectors from Golby's. Now they are CNGs, which apparently work like a normal motorsport injector, but they're a different spray pattern. Being secondary injectors isn't going to be a problem because they're only going to be used when under high load and boost anyway, which most of the time on the RX8s, you just decap the secondary injectors to get more flow out of them. So they're just like a nozzle that just sprays, dumps fuel. So CNG will be fine. But it's the biggest one I can go for under $700 or $500 per injector. So they're only like 120 bucks each and they're flow match, so it'll work fine. So they are in the car already. But I realized that my old injectors, actually I'll grab them. Old injectors, when I got them, I didn't really pay too much attention to when I was installing them. So on the injector base, there is this little black thing on the bottom, which sits on the injector, right? Which pretty much the O-ring seats in between it. Now I removed that so I could fit in the OEM little spacer ring. Actually, I've got one over here too. Don't have one. So it's just like a big O-ring that goes from 16 down to 14. And yeah, I didn't want to pull that off of the new ones, even though I took them off of this, because yeah, the other reasons. So with the new injectors in there, I have sandwiched that spacer between the injector body and this little plastic bit at the bottom. So it does work, but I'm thinking because the injector is going to be in like that and the little spacer rings here, that it's not going to be sealing properly under boost. And I reckon that these weren't sealing under boost either properly. I could be wrong, but we won't know until I drive it again. So I've ordered a few little things as well from Aeroflow. So I've ordered the little 16mm spacers from the bottom, which converts it from a 14 to a 16. So that will let me get by doing what I want to do. Now, also got, so hang on. The Golby injectors also come with extra things. So these ones, they're billet or machine down or whatever. But one of the O-rings on the bottom was actually starting to split or squash. And when I took it out and put it back in, it would not seal. So convenient. And it also came with injector plugs, so I've changed them as well. So they're US car plugs, where these original ones were Bosch. So, other thing. So finally got the Haltech Dash. So Dash kit. Haven't opened it yet. Went down to Motorsport Accessories and picked it up. Came in this morning. So we're going to get that set up. I've already got the dash surround as well, which is down underneath the bench here. So that was from Racing Display, I think it was. It's just like an injection molded dash specific for the RX8 for the IC7, not UC10, IC7. They do have one for the UC10 as well, but I wasn't spending $3 on a display where yeah, the IC7 will work fine. So we're going to get this unboxed, get it into the dash, work out the wiring side of things, and then yeah, work out what we can display on there. Now, the reason I have this, and I get a lot of people going, why the hell would you want to go to a Haltech Dash when the OEM one works so well and looks good? Granted, yes it does. The problem when you go to this level is you need to see everything. And right now, every time I take this car out, my laptop's on the passenger seat running Haltech software and login. The phone's connected to the Haltech app, and I'm watching things as I drive. So I keep an eye on engine temperature, intake temperature, fuel pressure, duty cycle, you know, logged or actual AFR, RPM, yeah, a lot of things while I'm driving. Now, this dash lets you do all of that from the dash. It even gives you extra buttons and extra inputs, outputs. So I can probably run a few more things through the dash rather than through auxiliary inputs and stuff like that. So like the rotary trim module for boost control can be plumbed into this dash directly, rather than the wires coming back and through the firewall and back into the Haltech. So I can probably pull all that shit out and run it through the dash. So we get this unboxed, get it into the dash, figure out the wiring side, and then get it set up and see what it looks like. Alright, so let's get this out of the box and have a look-see. Obviously once you open it you can't take it back. Well, actually, if this seal is broken, restocking fee applies. Okay, so you can take it back, you just have to pay extra. Now, sweet. So let's look like that. Obviously, one connector there, one connector there. That's a big ass connector. Another Haltech cable. My other one's dead, so that might be cool. Oh, it's got a different connector on it. And under that, just random shit and cables.
You still have that plug you left in it for the dash?
Plug?
Remember the canvas plug?
Yeah, that's still in there. But they give you another one. Know what the hell that was? It just fell down. So that little one at the top there is for USB. And then you have a whole lot of pins and extra shit. So I believe this has a CAN bus output as well.
It's basically just an ECU plug.
Yeah, I think it has a CAN bus output, so you can put one can in and you get one can out. Oh, more stickers. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you need a CAN bus. Oh. Yeah, because input, CAN adapter, Haltech. Yeah, it's got to go through a CAN hub.
That's annoying.
So might need a CAN hub before we can use this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Thread depths. There's a lot of unused bloody wires on these things. So yeah, oil pressure, fuel pressure, all that's going to be going through CAN bus anyway. Vehicle speed, tach input. So yeah, most of that will come from the Haltech. But there's inputs. So indicators are going to have to be wired up. Yeah, cool. All right. So CAN hub, I'm pretty sure, is literally just a couple of resistors and some bridged wires. So I'm not too concerned about that. I reckon I can make that or 3D print something for that. But we have a whole long CAN bus cable. CAN bus, yeah. And that's CAN bus in. So we'll work out this and get it mounted into the dash thing, and I think the dash is in here.
Oh, you put it there.
Yep.
I was trying to look for that.
So yeah, that's from Racing Display.
You call that a template, right?
Template?
You call it a template, or what do you call it?
Cluster.
Yeah.
Cluster, my dude.
I thought it was called a template.
I don't think there's anything else in there. It smells like plastic. So that's from Racing Display. And then that literally just goes in like so. And mounts up beautifully.
Is it ABS injected?
Yep. Pretty sure.
Fancy.
I'm pretty sure there was some screws around here somewhere. Maybe that's what fell down.
Yeah, that would not be good. Should we move the carb so you can get under?
Yeah. No, I'll be able to find it. So when I pulled the cable out of this box, something fell out and went down there. So got to go find out if that was the screws to mount this fucker in there. Because
like another keychain.
Maybe it was a keychain, maybe it was one of these. There should be screws and there's not screws here. So they must have fallen down. So I'm going to go find them. Alright, so yeah, that fell out. Went down the back of the desk.
Amazing work there.
Thanks. I thought so. So only 3 screws hold this fucker on, and they're all Phillips heads. So you're gonna give me a Phillips head screwdriver.
The chunky one.
No, there's a bigger one there.
Yeah, it's less chunky than that one, but it's more stubby.
The long one's in my car.
Ah, right.
I carry it around in case I need a screwdriver.
Good thinking.
The amount of times I've gone shit with my Phillips head, and there hasn't been one with me.
Is that for a sensor? A top one?
No, USB.
Oh.
That's what this is for. So this is waterproof. So that's got to go on there, and then that goes onto there as well. So you can mount that to the dash. Put a hole in the dash, I don't know if I'd want to do that. I'd rather just have it hanging down somewhere.
Try to avoid it.
And then that little nut goes on there and mounts up to the dash and gives you the USB. Don't really want to do that. I'll just have it dangling down the back of the fucking cluster or something.
Make it look cool. I don't know.
And then that clips in like so. And then that goes in. And that way. And we're ready to plug in. But we need to pin this out for
Extra controls?
yeah, for like indicators and stuff like that.
Oh, the important stuff.
Yeah, because all that shit goes to the original dash.
Is there like a plug and play kit you can get with all that stuff?
Probably not. There might be, but I'll just pin them out. Might have to print a connector for the original dash and pull those things out, like high beams, parkers, indicators, a few other things all need to come to this. Otherwise you're not going to know when your high beams are on, when the indicators are going, apart from the ticking. It all has to be on this dash. So I'm going to pull up the schematic for the dash.
So we already... Oh, wait, no.
Somewhere. Anyway, I got shit everywhere, so we're going to find the old dash, see if we can print a connector to just make a little patch cable from the OEM side to this. So I don't have to go cut the plug off in case something happens and I sell the car or something. I want to take the dash out and put the original back in. So I'll get stuck into that now. So I've removed all of the wires that we had going from here, going across there and into that hole over there. Pulled them all out, and I found another hole over here I can use, so they're all going that way now. So there's no more random shit going across there. So it's a little bit neater, but it's still fucking messy. I want to clean up that corner, but I can't do that yet. And yeah, obviously ECU is still there, because I can't be bothered moving that just yet. Yeah, that's a whole another level of when I can be fucked. So I've got the inside of the car apart at the moment. So the dash is out, all the cluster's out. I got wires everywhere. I've got the CAN bus cable already run here, so that's the Haltech one. They're the connectors there that I need to tap into for like indicators and high beam and fuel level and all that kind of stuff. And then I've got the boost control rotary trim module wire, which I've got to run back into there. And long ass USB-C cable, which goes to the Haltech. So when I'm in the car, I can plug in the Haltech cable in here, which I might put somewhere with a USB fucking plug on it. Maybe in the center console or something, I don't know. Work that part out later. So yeah, I've started mocking this up. Yeah, already got a faceplate and everything done. So it looks pretty good. Just got to get all the wiring done for that. So I've got this open at the moment, which yeah, tells me everything that I need to know. So yeah, we just got to match up wires and start pinning them out. So we'll get into that now. And get it done hopefully soon, because we're going to go for a drive Friday night. And yeah, the dash has got to be in for that to happen. Alright, so what I want to do is I've got the original old automatic dash cluster apart. So I've got 3 of these, 2 manuals and 1 automatic. Now I want to pull this connector off and this connector off, 3D scan them and print them, and then put it back together. Obviously the pins are going to be a problem, but I'm sure I can buy some of those pins from Jayco. But this dash I never intended to go back together anyway. It's got like 180,000 Ks on it. So I've already taken the screws out. Unfortunately, you've got to take the whole thing apart. So everything's got to come out. And then, yeah, there's 2 screws on the back of it. which pretty much go right there and there, and then another 2 there and there. And then you can lever that out, but I might heat it up a little bit and see if I can get it out a bit better. But yeah, it's going to be a weird one to scan. So anyway, we'll try and get that out, and that one, 3D scan them, print them, and make up some patch leads so I don't have to cut the original harness. So if anything happens and I need to put, say, one of these back in, the connector's still there. I just unplug it and put the original dash in. So yeah, we'll get working on that. Alright, so we've got the dash all mostly wired up. Just trying to work on this part here. So the wiring side, I've already got most of the wires in there. I've just tapped them in. But we're trying to figure out the fuel sensor situation, because there's 2 fuel sensors, one on each side of the tank. Now, they use a difference between the 2, I believe, and work out what's what. So everything else is working, like the headlights, indicators, all of the engine sensors obviously come up automatically through CAN bus. Yeah, so they're a little bit of a pain because the high beam actually goes low when you trigger the high beam, so yeah, just got to keep that in mind. And then if you don't have the headlights on and then you do it to the low voltage, then it says the high beam's on when it's actually not, so yeah, you got to do pull-up resistors and shit. Now, obviously these are 12 volt signals, but the Haltech Dash doesn't care and it just clamps it to 5 volt, so you got to work off that. So I was trying to look at the wiring diagram and seeing where things go, but I've got to move one of the signals away from where it is and put it into an analog voltage input instead of a digital voltage or digital pulsed input, because I thought the low signal for fuel was a switch, but it's not, it's calculated. So we've got to pull this wire out here, move it to an analog voltage, and then do 2 fuel level sensors and do a baseline between the 2, and then the fuel level or low fuel indicator is triggered off of a fuel level percentage. So anyway, we'll pull that wire out, move it, put it all back in, and then reconfigure that fucker. The wiring is done. I've got everything cleaned up and tidy, so it's all going to sit behind there now. And I just got that one cable there, all tucks into there, and I've got the Haltech connection just there to the ECU, and then I've got the other one here to go to the CAN bus keypad. So they're just in series together, and that'll just sit in there like that. And that one plug will just come into there. So just got to put that all back in. See, all that kind of shit's just sitting around there everywhere. I got this apart at the moment because I needed a little bit more cable, and I pulled a little bit too much through. So see all that shit there. So yeah, got to put this back together, which, yeah, it's all there. But yeah, slide that back in, hopefully for the last time, and then we should be good to go. Dash is all back in. So one thing, yeah, the torch actually, I have picked up on is just a tiny little bit of a discrepancy on that side. So you see right there, there's a bit of yellow right there, so I'm going to get some permanent marker and just colour in the foam there. Same on the other side. So it's just like a tiny bit too far back maybe. I don't know, but whatever. It's only a very, very minor thing. Unless that needs to come forward a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, nah. Whatever. Is what it is. Can't really see it. So I got all that shit back in as well, so that's all in. Yeah, just got to tidy up the cable underneath and then give it a try, which I guess we can probably do that now. Turn the friggin' windscreen wipers off. Look at that. And indicators work. High beam works. Apparently there's a light sensor in here, so this is automatic. So when it's daytime it's brighter, when it's nighttime it's darker. I think it automatically changes. Yeah, there you go. So during the day it's going to be yellow, at night it goes to grey. And I got a little RX8 logo just in the middle there. And I got a few other little screens set up, but yeah, nothing major, and diagnostics page. So I got the fuel level set up as well, so I'm going to have to show you how I did that. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it that way or not, mainly because this fuel level is based off of one sender, and then the fuel light which I put there, which I don't know if you can actually see that. Zoom in a little bit. Yep. So you can see the little fuel light just there. Yep. So that is set to come on at 25%, which generally means that the main fuel tank is at 25% and the secondary fuel tank is empty or very empty because it's the venturi off of driver's side or the right hand side to the left hand side. But anyway, I'll show you that in the NSP setup and go through the wiring on this. So you know how to wire it in, but it's pretty straightforward except for the high beam. Alright, so everything is back together. It's all hunky-dory, looking OEM-ish. So we've still got to test it yet. Make sure everything still works. I have no idea if anything works besides the coolant temperatures and fuel and all that kind of crap. I'm sure it will, but we will see soon when we go for a drive. I've got to go get another bonnet painted to replace this one because I'm getting some of those little vents that I bought off of eBay a couple of weeks ago put in, and then that's going to be painted black because it's currently a red bonnet. Everything else under here is good. So I did a smoke test 2-3 days ago, and everything's still in one piece, thankfully. The intake manifold did not crack. Apparently, yeah, those plastic intakes apparently crack around 16 psi, but mine has not yet, touch wood. Now the other thing is the 2200cc injectors are in, just have not tuned them yet, so I have no idea how it's going to respond when they start, because they are CNG injectors and they might need to be adjusted quite a bit, but we'll figure that part out soon once we get everything on the software side done, and we'll go for a drive down to JDM Paint Panel to get that bonnet painted, and then yeah, see how it looks on the way there and adjust it as we need it. Alrighty, so we've got it all marked out where they're going to go. This took way longer than I thought it was going to take. So we ended up making a stencil of that out of cardboard, so that pretty much it sits into there pretty damn good. To copy these angles here, these ones up here are flat because they are flat. So yeah, essentially that was lined up into there, and that's got to get cut out and then flipped over for that side. And yeah, we just get the angle grinder out and fucking go ham on it. So I'm not sure if it's going to get painted today because yeah, mate's a little bit busy by the sounds of it, so It might be a tomorrow thing or Sunday, but at least I can get these cut out and in there. And then I've got to sand the bonnet down because there's a lot of stone chips and the paint's flaking everywhere. And yeah, that cannot be on there when it gets painted. Obviously to get primed anyway, but yeah, it's got to be flat. So I get the angle grinder out, cut these holes, cut out the support underneath it, and get them in there. Alright, so we've done the cutting on the top and through the brace, which worked pretty well. This shit's a bit of a weird thing to cut with an angle grinder. It's like you go a little bit and then it just goes flat and then it pops back out again. So it took a little bit to get it done. But I've got to do a tiny little bit more down here, smooth that edge out, and a tiny little bit more clean on these edges. So same with this one. Yeah, a little bit more just here, and just round that off a little bit more. So I'm just going to get the flapper disc on the die grinder and clean up the edge, and then we should be sweet. Just to fixing up some problems with the injectors, right? So these are the 2200cc injectors from Bosch. They're CNG injector. I don't know if you can see that part number or not. But anyway. So the RX8 secondary injectors run this big fat O-ring on the bottom. So most aftermarket injectors are going to be 11 or 14 mil. And all the Bosch ones are 14 mil. So I've got a converter to go from 11 to 14. But we need to do something with the bottom. So on the 1650 injectors, which are exactly the same body as this, all I did was I removed this plastic retainer and put that onto here. And that worked perfectly. So we're going to do the same thing again. I didn't do it originally on these injectors when I put them in the car. But yeah, looking at how this goes into the manifold, that there will stop this from sealing correctly because of how far it sits up. And that cutout in the intake manifold is not very big. So come over here. So that cutout there, right, when that goes into there, you're only going to get about maybe, to say, three quarters of the sealing capability. You can see the gap there. So technically it would work. Not sure if it actually would be perfect for boost, but either way, not going to work for me. So I'm going to take that off and put these back on correctly. And I may even put another O-ring on the bottom just to see what happens and see if it seals a bit better. Because I know that these were sealing fine with the original setup on the 1650cc's. So, well, as far as I know anyway. So we'll try it again, see if it works. So we just remove that, put that on there, and that will let the injector go down a little bit further and seal more on this stupid thing. Unfortunately, I can't get any of these. I bought billet ones and they're too long. They're more for a 16 to 14 mil rather than a 15.8 to a 14 mil. So yeah, they space the injector up a little bit too high. Technically, I could buy shorter ones of these, but yeah, I'm just going to take that off and do the same thing I did last time. So I'm just going to find the pliers and we'll do that. Alright, so try these pliers this time. So all I did was get under here like this and just gave it a little wiggle, just moved around a little bit. Make sure you're getting the nose in between that retainer and the body of the injector. Don't squeeze too hard. And then, yeah, just lever up a little bit. It should just come straight off. Takes a little bit of force. There we go. And then it just clips right off. So once you get it off, I don't think you're ever going to be able to get that back on easily. So there is like a little clip in there and it holds it. And then we just get that, stick that into there, and we're good. So technically you can do it either way, whatever, but yeah, it's meant to go that way. And that's all we need. And that will let the full injector bottom out at the bottom and squish this out just a little bit more to give it a bit more seal. But if we stick another O-ring on the bottom here, it might be enough that it pushes just a little bit harder. So do the other injector and then we'll get them back in the car and prime it up and make sure it doesn't leak. Alright, they're both done. So bottom removed, O-ring on there. Haven't got another O-ring on there yet. I'll do that in a minute. Just wanted to show you something right in here. And move the damn camera. I got a new camera and it's got a gyro on it, so it's a bit weird. So I was able to remove those injectors without taking anything off except for the VDI. So two 10mm bolts on that VDI. Pull it out. Obviously don't touch the damn positive terminal here. Dangerous as shit. And then yeah, the two 12mm on the rail, and then pull the rail up, pull the injectors out. Nice and easy. So as you can see, the whole car is still together. The only thing I removed was the VDI and then the two bolts for the rail. Pull the injectors out from the bottom, or unplug them, pull them out, pull them in, and yeah, do whatever you need. Not sure if you can do that on a factory one, but yeah, obviously mine's a little bit more modified, but yeah, still works. Alright, so I just went through my box of shit from the cars, and I found another set of the primary injector cups. So they're the ones that go in the main irons. So into those holes right there. So I don't know where the hell I got another set, but whatever. So I just put them under the injector, and I think that might actually work a bit better. It does fit in the hole. It's definitely a bit. Move that. Definitely a bit wider than the old one, so it might give me a little bit more force downwards. Because when the injectors were in, I could still twist them if I pushed on them. And they are supposed to be a little bit loose, but you shouldn't be able to move them too easy. So I reckon that might be a better idea. And if they fit, then technically the aftermarket one should fit too, because yeah, they slot straight into where they need to go. So yeah, I might order another set of them in the billet ones, the ones that I used in the for the primary injectors, and try them next time. But for now, at least that will work. So chuck them back in now and get it sealed up. Alright, so the new bonnet is on. Haven't got it latched down yet, so obviously it's up. But the vents fit in nicely. They're just double-sided taped in for the moment because I've got to go drive out to Springwood to JDM Paint Panel and pull those vents off and get him to paint it for me because yeah, red and black. I don't really like that. So yeah, it's going to get the full underside and top painted black. It's going to prime where we cut out the vents, and yeah, then we'll chuck it back in. Apparently it's UV paint, so it sets very quickly in his booth, and then put it back in the car and drive home. But it looks pretty damn good. I don't mind it. Alright, so we're out at JDM Paint Panel. So you can see that up there. Shane's just got the bonnet off and he's just sanding it down now to paint it. So on the way here we had about 85 degrees the whole way with the aircon on, so it's been fucking great. But yeah, we'll see what happens when it's painted and all sealed up. Sanding it off, don't want me being there without a mask on, so go look at his cars. He's got a Tesla, got a Cosmo that he's doing up, and we have an Evo6. So that did have an Evo back in the day, back in 2020 roughly. Kind Can't see inside because, yeah, there we go. And yeah, definitely brings back some memories. It's pretty damn good. Apart from the inside, obviously, it needs to be cleaned and everything, but she looks good. The old Cosmo. So I've been asked to replicate these on the 3D printer. So print it in 2 pieces and then make it joinable, and then he's gonna fiberglass over it or whatever. Make it look like one piece. So yeah, this obviously needs to be, I gotta mock this part up here, so we'll cut that straight and then print a new piece to make it into here, join that in, 3D scan it, and print it, replicate it, so mirror it, and then print it again for the other side. So apparently they're identical, they're just mirrored. So yeah, we'll do that in the next couple of weeks as well. And then yeah, he wants to sell a couple, so apparently you can't buy these, or if you can, they're like $800 for a set. So if I can print them for $50-100, it'd be worth it. But no engine in this at the moment, so he's trying to get a 20B for it, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I've never seen one in person. They're very sleek looking. So anyway, we go back to this, get that sanding done, get it painted, get it sealed up, get some Sikaflex on the vents, and yeah, drive home. So the bonnet is drying now under the UV light. So UV primer, so epoxy, in my opinion, but I got no idea. So a couple of minutes, we'll turn it to the other side, and sand down and paint it. All done and baked. Alrighty, so we're back at home now. Car's in the garage, and yeah, she's going all good. Now, so way home, temperatures were awesome. Like I've never seen temperatures that low before. So even it was like 5:30 in the afternoon. We're driving probably about 45 minutes on the highway. I was seeing temps drop to about 76 degrees, which is below the thermostat temperature. It has never done that before. I've seen 79, 80 a couple of times, especially on diesel. Even going across the Brisbane City Bridge, the toll bridge that goes up and then down, you're at 30% throttle getting up there, and it takes about 30 seconds to get up. And then you're on diesel the entire way down, because otherwise you're breaking the law and going over the speed limit. So on that diesel, temps dropped to like 75 degrees, and then yeah, slowly climbed back up again to 78, and then pretty much plateaued around the 80 degree mark, which is bloody awesome. Obviously the vents are doing something, because yeah, even last night I had to go to my parents' place, and yeah, temperatures the whole way there was 78 to 81 degrees. So as soon as you get on a stable platform, like on the highway, or just cruising around at a vacuum, or even just accelerating in general, obviously the wind is coming across and pulling the hot air out, and when you stop, you can feel the hot air coming out of here. Like it's not getting trapped in there. So the heat soak afterwards is a lot better as well, because it actually has somewhere to go. Granted, I don't have the mesh underneath it at the moment. I was going to put that on, but I don't know if I will now, because yeah, it works so good. But it does definitely make everything a bit louder, because I can hear the turbo a lot more. I can hear the blower valve a lot more. I can hear the spool a lot more. I can hear everything more. And obviously because there's holes in the bonnet, and the mesh is gone. So the sound deadening stuff. Now, obviously being fresh paint, I do have to put a layer of wax on this before I go anywhere else, because you can see like finger marks and all that get on there. I wiped it with a rag last night, and then there's a tiny little scratch that went in it. So yeah, I've got to put some wax on there, protect it. And these here, they are on, so the bonnet actually curls like this a little bit, and these vents are flat. So I've got to heat it up and mold it a little bit more down here, so that it's not fighting me, because every time I stop the car and it's hot, it's starting to peel up on this edge. And even now, like, you can sort of see, if it'll pick it up, see how it's lifting a little bit, and you push it down and it sticks, but then it releases again. So yeah, same thing for this side, just a tiny little bit just there, and it's just not enough. So I'm gonna get the hot air gun out and heat them up and try and form them into the shape that they need to stay. Hopefully that'll be good enough, I'm hoping. And yeah, then put some wax on, put some ceramic coat on, protect it. But we're looking at getting the whole car resprayed, because I've got a few little problems. Like just here, you can see I had a scratch just here that I tried to fill in and it fucked it up. And when I got the car, it had a key mark from the front guard there, the entire way down to the back of this handle. So even this door here, you can sort of see there's a color difference, and maybe not on the camera. Yeah, oh, you can see it right there. So just here, see how it's a bit grady, and then it goes normal from here. So I pretty much sanded from here to here. Got some touch-up paint, did this whole section, sanded it down, buffed it, and it looks relatively good. But the closer you look, the more you see. The roof definitely needs to be redone. You can see it's all crazy. It's oxidizing. The spoiler all oxidized, and the boot, I had some rust coming up under here, so I took the spoiler off, found the patch like this big that all of the paint had started to flake off, so I touched this up with the same paint I used for there. And yeah, obviously I didn't do a good enough job there. You can see the color difference between the two. So this is more of a yellowy black, this is a black. So yeah, we'll probably get either the whole car resprayed, or we'll do the boot, the spoiler, the roof, the door and the front guard, and that will match everything up. But yeah, for now, bonnet looks fucking amazing. Yeah, Shane hooked me up pretty good on that, and it only took him like 3 hours. So yeah, a bit of a rush job, but there's a few little specks of dust in there, which I need to buff out as well, but that's a later problem. Because this bonnet was originally red, obviously, as you could see, and it came off of a flood damaged car, and I washed it and I blew it out, and when I cut these out, I blew everything out from there, shook it, and yeah, when he was spraying it, somehow some little speck or one little cluster of shit came out from one of the other sides. So where we're spraying this side, it came out and flew up and flew this way, and then when he went to this side and blew this way, it blew out this side. So yeah, he's like, I should have just masked it off underneath and would have prevented that, but yeah, he was in a rush and he had somewhere to be at 4:30 in the afternoon, and yeah, I didn't want to make him redo anything. So a couple of specks of dust, I can sand them out and buff them out, won't be a problem. So we'll go put some wax on this and ceramic coat and protect it, and then I had to go out, and yeah, then we'll see what it's like, and yeah, obviously heat them up and try and see if I can seal them. But I might even put some Sikaflex underneath it as well, on the inside around the edge, just to try and pull it down and make it a bit more permanent. Because the last thing I want is to be driving down the road or on the track, and the engine's, their bonnet or the engine bay is heat soaked from revving the shit out of it or on the dyno or whatever, and then the double-sided tape under here lets go, and then this comes flying out, because that'll be a shit situation. So I'm going to do that now, and then yeah, we'll pretty much call that done. Alrighty, so this video, well, the first half of this video was recorded on my original camera, so the DJI Action 5 Pro, and now I'm recording on an Osmo Pocket 3. I wanted to see how it goes. I've been wanting one of these cameras for a while, and I got the Pocket 4 coming out, and I was like, whatever. So I got the Pocket 3. New microphone, which is a lot louder. I noticed in editing that you can hear me breathe a lot as well, which I've got to turn the gain down a little bit, so I've had to reduce a little bit of the noise in that. Obviously I do have asthma, so sometimes my breathing sounds like I'm dying, but I'm not. And it does have active tracking, so I can actually walk around and it will track me. So that's pretty cool. But anyway, we'll do a little bit more logs after the exhaust gets done. So the car's going to Elite Exhaust and Fabrication down at Brendale on Tuesday. Pick it up on Wednesday afternoon. So that's a full 3.5 inch exhaust with AES mufflers, so rotary mufflers and resonator. And that'll be done, Wednesday afternoon. So we'll pick that up. So I've got to do a bit of a sound comparison from now to then. But I am keeping the exhaust that I have right now. So I think it's an X-Force exhaust or something, because that might go on the wife's car, because she's going to have my turbo soon when the RAW is done, because I'm going for a bigger turbo, and while I might sell the engine, I won't sell the manifold on the turbo, because I can't. Apparently Brett's not doing those manifolds anymore, or if he is, it's very limited. So I don't want to get rid of it because it works bloody awesome. And if the RAW doesn't work out, at least I can go back to it, or whatever. But I wanted to go on the wife's car. The engine, I'm not sure if I'll put that in her car, and then sell the engine that's in her car, or just bolt this up to her car and run low boost. I don't want her to have to worry about all of the shit that comes with turboing, and getting to this extent, because she won't. She probably won't understand very much how to deal with the pre-mixing, how to deal with problems, temperatures, and all that. Where under 10 psi or even under 12 psi, you don't really have to worry too much. But when you go return style fuel system, and you got flex fuel, you got a surge tank, you got 2 pumps, you got temperature, you got intercooler, you sort of have to be mindful of all this. And as a daily driver, it's a little bit more difficult. For me, not a problem, because obviously I built the car. For her, I want to make it as easy as possible, but still be able to make 280 horsepower, 300 horsepower on the factory fuel system, fueling system, have aircon, and make it reliable. So we'll deal with that. Probably going to be June, July before that happens. My engine should be here soon, which has got to be rebuilt. And then I've got to order the manifold, the turbo, order some tube for the dump pipe. Pretty much redo everything I've already done for this on the new engine. So it's going to be a lot of work, but it'll happen over a couple of months. But anyway, we will see you in a couple of days once the exhaust is done. That video will go up pretty quick. I'm trying to get a little bit more quicker on the videos now, because I've got some stuff I want to get done, and I've got some time now. Work's slowed down a little bit, so I've actually got some free time up my sleeve. We'll see you in a couple of days on the new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.